pizza these days? Can you eat some pizza?
I might have a slice.
All
just
right,
one.
we'll have some pizza out here for you.
That's all we'll give you
from Papa John's.
But there'll be a brownie or a cookie on the side.
Yeah.
You're going to have, because you're an extremely intelligent, articulate, good guy. You could have a career in broadcasting if you want to when it's over. So for a moment, I'm going to make you a broadcaster. You're an analyst on ESPN. What's wrong with the Denver Broncos offensive line, and will it be fixed? And I know you play on the team. I know this is difficult for you, but looking at it as an observer, and I'm not asking you to rat out anybody or throw people to the curb, but give us your impression. That's what people want to know is what's going on with the offensive line.
I think the main focus right now is just we got to be able to run the ball. That's one of the things over the last few years we've been able to do somewhat good when Tebow was here because we were forced to, but we were, middle of the pack or whatnot.
Well, they're laughing because we try to get Tim Tebow's name into every show, and you've just done it. And the bell rings, and you have to put money in the bank when you say Tim Tebow.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got with Peyton Manning, you don't need to be top 5 rushing game or whatnot, but you at least need to be middle of the pack and be able to win some games running the ball, and that's something they haven't been able to do, these first few games, and something they definitely need to be focusing on and be able to do.
To follow up, why not? Why haven't they been able to do it?
Yeah, is that part of the shift from John Fox would always say to me, we run some zone, but I think from an observer's standpoint, and you can obviously tell me that it was power blocking for the most part to protect, particularly to protect Peyton Manning. Is it because of so many new linemen? Or is it because of the shift to zone blocking? Or is it the personnel? You've got 2 guys on the offensive line that are rookies, basically. Yeah. Got one guy at center that came out of, I forgot what school he came out of, but that's not a very good offensive line school. What school did Paradis come from? Oh, I'm sorry, Boise State.
He's taunting you. He's trash talking you right now.
You would think guys out of Boise State, because of the great passing offenses that you had there, is there more of an emphasis on pass block? I'm asking like 5 questions. You can take whichever ones you want. But is there more of an emphasis on pass blocking at Boise State, because it's always been a great passing school?
I don't think there's more emphasis. I mean, I feel like we've been known for that, even though we can run the ball and we're really good at running the ball, while I was there at least. But so that's one of the things people mistake about Boise. They think we're just airing it out all the time, spread offense, but we actually do run the ball. So
in regard, which of the things I brought up would you think is the most significant problem in terms of just totally new to offensive line for have one guy in the offensive line?
But definitely he went back to the new pieces of the offensive line and being able to gel together and communicate, because that's one of the main things offensive line. You have to communicate with each other and be on the same page, and I think that's something that's maybe not also another problem is communication.
And how do you communicate when you're on the line there? Explain what you mean by that. Is it simple
as
talking?
Far as making calls,
language?
like if you have like combo blocks with a guard and center, or a guard and tackle, you got to be on the same page, and you got to be able to come off those blocks and get to the second level.
Verbalize, hand signals, what?
Verbal.
Verbal?
Most of them are verbal, yeah.
Even when you're playing on the road in a place like Seattle or
Detroit was? I mean, it gets really loud, but you can usually hear, for the most part, the person next to you. I mean, there's been times in Seattle where I'm trying to talk to Orlando last year, and I couldn't hear a word he was saying. So, I mean, but for the most part, you can hear the person next to you what they're saying.
Teams have tried everything in playing places like Denver, because the crowd's here, in Seattle, holding hands, touching. I mean, really, I'm talking about physically kind of touching each other so you can get a rub or something off that. Is that something you've done in your career where you guys, just because it's in Seattle, or do you? And this creates a problem for the offensive line. You have to be like the defense and wait for the snap.
There's times like that where, if it's not, you're pretty much looking at the snap on the road. So, because we don't hold hands. I'm not a big fan of that anyway. So I rather just, because I don't want to rely on my guard's reaction.
Field,
exactly.
Grown men holding hands.
All right, so if you,
but guys, teams have tried it. You know that.
Yeah, I did. We actually did in college for a little bit. I mean, I had a few false starts, so I'm definitely not a big fan of that.
All right, so the media, you hear what the media is saying about the offensive line. You know the fans are worried about the offensive line. So what do you say to the fans in the media who are wondering if this offensive line is ever going to get its act together? What do you say to them?
I think it's going to take work. It just takes. It's got to be patient. I think.
That's what he says.
I think we got the pieces. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to just gel together immediately. So it's one
Brian,
of those
I'm
things.
old. I'm 69. I don't have time to be patient. I want it. I want it right now. The three hardest positions to play in the National Football League coming in as a rookie are quarterback, cornerback, and left tackle. What advice do you give Ty, who is a rookie, because you were a rookie left tackle in this league, starting? What advice do you give him, or do you just stay out of the way, or have you said, here are things you got to be aware of playing left tackle in the NFL?
I do need to talk to him about a few things, just from what I've seen over the last few games. But one of the main things is just don't be overwhelmed. And like another thing I just said, patience. I mean, you got to be patient, especially pass blocking. It's something that you have to work out there, and it's something you have to work on in order to get better at. But you definitely have to just keep grinding. And
yeah, is that what you found when you're there? Did anybody say to you the things that you're talking about you'd like to talk to Ty about? I mean, were you just thrown into the fire as such? But you had Alex Gibbs for a while. You had Dennison here.
Yeah, I had Rick Dennison my first couple of years. But yeah, I was pretty much thrown into the fire and just had to just try to figure things out. So it was somewhat difficult. I mean, I feel like my rookie year, I mean, I didn't really play against too many good pass rushers, so it wasn't too difficult. Except for the Peppers at the end of the year.
Is it difficult?
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Still is. Yeah.
Is it difficult for you because there's a weird dynamic going on here? You got a young guy thrown in at left tackle who needs help, obviously. You're the veteran left tackle who wants the job back after you come back from the ACL injury, yet you're still on the team, you're still getting paid by the team, you still want the team to have success. So here you are grooming a guy who could possibly take your place, yet you want your teammates to do well.
Yeah.
Is that difficult?
Yeah, it is a little weird position to be in, for sure. But, I want him to succeed. I mean, he's a teammate of mine, and I want this team to be the best it can be. So.
Yeah, but I always think of Derek Jeter. God, you've been an All-Pro since you came in the league. That in my own profession, I never worried about anybody else. I'll take care of myself. I'm good. You're good. Yeah. He could wait. Brock Osweiler's waited for 4 years. I mean, you don't take that approach of, hey, kid, you're going to be okay. Yeah, but I got this job for several years, so you need to be ready if I'm hurt or, work at right tackle some. I mean, you have to be a confident guy to say that. So,
yeah, I mean, I feel like
you want him to do well, but hey,
I want him to do
better
well.
than
But
you.
obviously, next year I definitely, even if it's a competition or anything, I feel like I want to win that out and be the left tackle here. So.
Yeah, are you spending time in meeting rooms? Are you spending time standing on the sideline of practice? What's your involvement right now besides being in the training room almost every day?
I'm talking to some of the guys. I haven't really gone to meetings yet. I was planning on going to afternoon meetings here coming up here. So I'll start doing that and then see how it goes.